Hello! So, I have a great update for this week. I'm feeling really positive. I'm feeling really excited. Last week, I was in a little bit of a depression because it was a bad week. I came back from my triathlon. I had some clear skin during my triathlon, which was a fantastic feeling. But immediately afterwards, my hands cleared up, my body flamed up. And it's always that way. It's always either one is flared up and the other one's okay. It flip-flops back and forth. But this past week, I just saw some massive changes and I'm feeling really fantastic. Like, when I first started this journey 6 months ago, deliberately, even though I've been vegan for a while, I took it seriously. And yes, for me, veganism is about healing my eczema, first and foremost. So last week, 6 months ago, I would have flare-ups lasting anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks. The worst flare-up that I ever had lasted for 8 weeks. It was just a constant low grade of inflammation, just constant itching, dry patchiness, sometimes oozing, a lot of flaking. That's the word I was looking for. So it was never a moment of relief during those 8 weeks of inflammation. But nowadays, yes, I'll have the flare-ups and they'll be bad. And in fact, my hands don't look perfect, but these are signs of scratching. These are not signs of eczema. I think it's, this general dryness just sort of causes itchiness. But it doesn't look like the same dihydrotic or whatever it was called that I used to have on my hands. Totally different type of eczema I'm having on my hands now. So, used to be a very long duration of inflammation. Now, it'll be 1 to 2 or 3 weeks. 1 to 2 weeks sounds more right nowadays. And then I'll find relief. And relief in the sense that the redness is going down, the itchiness is going down, and I can function a little bit more normally and not think about my skin as much. When I know I'm not thinking about my skin, I know I'm coming out of a flare-up. So nowadays, it's still a little bit dry, but it's nowhere near as red. Like, I don't have anything on my shoulders. And you can see how the redness has totally gone down. It's starting to look normal, but I still have signs of patchiness and things like that. And for the first time in such a long time, I'm wearing shorts. My knees are fucked up, always chronically having problems these last couple of months. And for the first time, I feel it and I don't feel like there's flakiness. I don't feel it like I want to itch it. I can go in that area, I can get dressed, I can dry brush, and things are feeling more normal. And thank you, finally, it's happening. So I put together a list of the pros and cons of what I've been experiencing over the last week. Things are very dynamic nowadays. It was very slow in the beginning. A lot of stuff was just purging out of my system. Every pore in my body was just eczema. I was more eczema than woman back then. So now things are showing signs of clearing up. Yes, I still have it on my face. I got a few on my feet. It's just everywhere, but at the same time, there's this flux of, things are totally getting relieved all at the same time, and then at the same time, they're all coming back, a little bit of a flare-up. So, the motion is getting more and more dynamic. That makes sense. Whatever. So during that last week, anyway, I wanted to get back to a key point that I was trying to make. Last week, I was in such a rut that I started up a blog. And all of this, the videos I make, the blogs that I'm writing, this is sort of a way for me to cope with the insanity of eczema. I talk to my family, I talk to my friends, but there's only so much I want to talk to them about because they don't really understand the feelings of just this incessant itch, this hypersensitivity to how you look, the feeling that comes with almost this self-mutilation when you're scratching and you don't want to and you can't help it. There's just a whole different psychology behind having a skin issue that maybe people with psoriasis, acne, dermatitis, all these other things can truly feel. So for me to get it off my chest, I like to make videos, I like to make, to write about it. So I want you guys to check it out. Maybe I write something that I don't touch upon in these videos, and maybe it gives you a little more insight into my world and what I'm going through, because I only have so many minutes. And I'm feeling fantastic. I'm feeling a lot better. Coming out of a high flare-up and starting to see some relief. It's really it's really a godsend, because this whole experience has been both, a gift and an omen. I know in the long term I'm going to get healthy and recover, but in the process, there's a lot of things to get out of my system. Old, steroidal, corticosteroid ointments that I took in my past, which I don't know if it's totally out of my system or not. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Maybe that's why I have what I have. The foods that I've eaten, the foods that I continue to eat to clear it out of my system. This is all a really long journey. People don't cure long-term diseases in a short period of time. So I'm patient, I'm enjoying the journey, but most of all, I'm happy that I have some relief right now. So I will check in with you guys next week. Maybe it changes totally, but for now, I'm enjoying the recovery.